Right, after doing a lot of video watching to find out all the information I need to know where to do, like where to go and what to do for all the good deeds or the mysteries, I've now condensed all
That's
that
the
shit
last
in my
keystone.
head
Let's
to
return to the
remember that
ancient
shit.
forge and see if your father was right.
Of course he was right. Is there anything to
Find
research
something
though?
interesting?
Did I find anything for research? I did.
Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one.
Gauntlet of the Seventh Talon, Rusted Gauntlet, Limbic Invasions. This gauntlet belonged to Cecil Bannon, Seventh Talon of the God Hand. The God Hand were the 10 Knights Commanders of the Inquisition of Palom individually. They were known as Talons. All were present in the Butchery of the Fallen in 871 AD, when the Inquisition brought its full force to bear against Francis Aldrich and his servants of TR. Baron Squire at the time was a young Thomas Rivetta, a future uncle and mentor to Harville Rivetta, who would eventually come to rule Hadia as the dreaded Blood Queen.
Nice find. Let's run it through the database.
Sophia Morton's skull, so they killed her. Skull in the box, Limbic Invasions. This wooden box contains the skull of Lady Sophia Morton, best friend and confidant to Queen Vigor Filer. In 871 AD, the Queen sent Lady Sophia to parley with Francis Aldrich and his enclave, the Temple of the Fallen, in the Plains of Mist. Only Sophia's head returned. The accompanying letter effectively taunted the Queen further. For Vigor, incensed beyond reason, the conflict was now personal. She insisted that the Grand Inquisitor Damien personally accompanied the box during the subsequent invasion of the Temple of the Fallen. She hoped that in some way her beloved friend may be present at the moment of her ultimate avengement.
I wrote a piece on several of the past calamities.
Okay. Is it going to be a long piece? Yep, it fucking is. Tanya has finished her article about the Limbic invasion. She has uploaded it to the datapad. The Calamities of Hadia, manuscript draft by Tanya Alva, January 1993. The Limbic invasions, known as the Calamities by the general population, began by attempting to stop the religious wars that had almost wiped out Hadian society. The scholars of the Order of the Eye created the Animus Shroud device, capable of augmenting the Eye of God's emotional dampening effect to reach the entirety of Hadia. It was a success, however. In doing so, the scholars had inadvertently created their hell, cursing Hadians in a cycle of calamities that would span generations. The second calamity. The man who would be king, Lord Aster's ambition, ignites war and betrayal. After the first calamity, silence fell over Hadia. The invaders had been destroyed along with the brutal religious wars. The land was finally healing. In 734, the oligarchy was formed under the watchful gaze of the Order of the Eye. After heated debates in Lublina, power was eventually distributed among 4 noble houses, 2 from the Palamist traditionalists, House Argyll and House Umbra, and 2 from the Sabinian reformists, House Aster and House Jahan. Hadia was divided into 4 provinces: Argala, Umbrahan, Asteria, and Jahania. The Lublina alliance kept the peace for years, allowing the people to prosper, but one man had grander ambitions: the rise of Lord Aster. House Aster had no interest in the alliance. Lord Aster envisioned himself as Hadia's sole ruler. Working secretly, he strengthened his military, secured his economy, and built alliances. His biggest obstacle was House Jahan, which refused to break from the alliance. Without their support, his conquest seemed impossible. Lord Aster appeared to accept the oligarchy, even arranging a marriage between his daughter Penelo and Lord Jahan's son Van. The wedding was set in Jelgin, a quiet town near Argala's border, but on the day of the ceremony, Lord Aster disguised his men as Argalan soldiers. They raided the church, massacring the guests, though Finilo miraculously survived. Van was not so fortunate. Old hatreds reignited. Lord Jahan, consumed by grief, had no doubt swimming House Argyll. Lord Aster had what he wanted, a war he couldn't lose. Second Reformist War. Despite House Argyll's pleas of innocence, Lord Jahan declared war. House Jahan and House Aster launched a relentless campaign, committing horrific war crimes and demanding Lord Argyll's execution. Meanwhile, House Umbra remained neutral, ignoring Argyll's cries for aid. As the reformers tore through Argala, the Order of the Eye scrambled to stop the bloodshed. Too late, they had failed to recognize Lord Aster for what he was, a warmonger. Their worst fears came true. The Eye of God activated. The second calamity had begun. Argala burns. By the time the reformers had nearly forced Argala into surrender, their brutality surpassed even the horrors of the old religious wars. House Jahan's soldiers showed no mercy, claiming vengeance for Van. Then time loops appeared, trapping moments of extreme violence. Soon after, the creatures emerged, attacking everything in sight. Lord Aster was furious. Argala was on the verge of surrender, and now these monsters had ruined his plans to invade Umbrahan. Yet his pride and thirst for the throne blinded him. He ordered Lord Jahan to continue the campaign despite the chaos Lord Jahan, obsessed with revenge, obeyed. But Lord Umbra, watching the carnage unfold, could stand by no longer. He surrendered to Lord Aster, ending the war and crowning him King of Hadia. The Loblina alliance was gone, the noble houses swore fealty to House Aster, uniting under one banner. Armed with limbic weapons, Hadia's warriors systematically destroyed the creatures behind the scenes. The Order of the Eye worked tirelessly to close the time loops. The second calamity was stopped. Now all eyes turned to the new king. Disturbing rumors. Rumors spread quickly. King Aster, it was said, was attempting to weaponize the creatures. Concerned, the Order of the Eye dispatched spies. Every trail led to a dead end. And he captured informants, died before revealing secrets. Even under torture, all paths led to whispers of a place known as the Alriga Museum, but its location and true nature remained a mystery. With no other choice, the Order of the Eye ordered King Aster's assassination. Like a serpent without a head, his kingdom crumbled once again. Hadia needed to heal, the Loblina alliance was revived, and the oligarchy was restored. The third calamity. Love conquers all, even death. The reign of Lady Margaret ends in tragedy. A fragile peace. Following House Aster's downfall, Hadia's noble houses signed a new treaty, forming the second Loblina alliance. Peace, however, remained tenuous. The Order of the Eye, wary of history's brutal cycles, sought to prevent another disaster. The scholars theorized that violence triggered the emergence of time loops, the strange phenomena responsible for past calamities. Determined to suppress conflict, the Order placed spies in every noble house, urging leaders to renounce violence as a mortal sin. Few embraced the doctrine more fervently than Lady Margaret of House Argyll, a woman whose devotion to peace and to her god Sephiroth would ultimately lead to catastrophe. The Mother of Argylla. Lady Margaret, revered as the Mother of Argylla, ruled without personal ambition beyond maintaining peace. Unable to bear children, she saw her subjects as her own. Her love for them unwavering but increasingly obsessive. Her reign was defined by two policies: defense and religious decree. She would ensure her people survived the next calamity no matter the cost. A fortress beneath the earth. Determined to protect Argylla, Lady Margaret diverted the treasury toward massive defensive projects. Walls enclosed every city, town, and village, but fortifications were insufficient. She commissioned an extensive network of underground shelters, calling upon miners and sappers to carve tunnels underneath Hadia. The greatest of these was the Umar Caves, a sprawling subterranean city near Trisk, capable of sheltering thousands, complete with schools, storage chambers, refectionaries, and chapels. The caves were stocked with harvest surplus and designed to seal off completely in times of crisis. Argylla was prepared for war, but Lady Margaret believed faith would be an even greater shield. Overbearing vigilance. Under Lady Margaret's decree, violence became the greatest sin. All crimes of violence, no matter how severe or trivial, were punished equally. Even minor altercations resulted in imprisonment or execution. The Solozna Watch, secretive watchmen patrolled Argylla, spying on citizens and arresting those deemed at risk of causing violence. Neighbors informed on one another, feared to spread like disease. Argylla became a province of silence and paranoia. The rest of Hadia followed Lady Margaret's example, but the reformist provinces were more measured. Crimes were punished proportionately, and no citizens were encouraged to spy on their peers. The revolt. Years passed, Argylla darkened, the people trapped in fear and austerity reached a breaking point. In secret, a rebellion formed, nobles, commoners, and peasants alike meeting within the very underground shelters meant to protect them. Their anger had festered too long. When the revolt erupted, it did so with merciless force. The rebels stormed Trisk, their fury unchained. The streets ran red in what would be remembered as the Trisk Massacre. The city fell swiftly, but within its walls stood the Dalaglao Fortress, where Lady Margaret and her loyalists held their ground. A siege began. From atop the ramparts, Lady Margaret watched in horror. Her beloved people, her children, were butchering one another. Overcome with grief, she whispered, "Love conquers all, even death." Then before anyone could stop her, she took a dagger and slit her own throat. A time loop formed around her, trapping her in an endless cycle of self-destruction, replaying her final tragic moment for eternity. Creatures abound. The Order of the Eye, desperate to prevent disaster, had no time to act. The Eye of God had opened. The third calamity had begun. Time loops spread across Argylla, opening on the streets of Trisk. The nightmarish creatures emerged, indiscriminately attacking both rebels and loyalists alike. House Umbra responded first, mobilizing its forces against the chaos. Armed with limbic weapons, their warriors pushed back the monstrous invaders. The Argylla military secured Dalaglao Fortress. Aided by mysterious fighters, the scholars' proto-martyrs worked frantically to close the time loops. The battles raged slowly and at significant cost. House Umbra and the surviving Argalan forces eradicated the creatures, the calamity was over. A costly victory. Trustfully in ruins, Argala had lost its mother. The woman who sought to shield her people from suffering had instead drowned them in it. Scholars, burdened by yet another failure, were left to pick up the pieces. Once again, Hadia would need to heal. The fourth calamity. The Betrayer. Hadia's darkest hour unfolds as the heretics' machinations ignite a catastrophe. A kingdom united and fractured. Despite the scars of past calamities, Hadia thrived under King Marcus. Monarchy established through the Decree of Holy Symmetry sought to unify the once divided Sabinian reformists and Palamas traditionalists under its terms. Each ruling monarch would sever ties to their noble house, and the heir would be required to marry someone of the opposite faith. Hope flourished as Marcus Slab of House Umbra ascended the throne alongside Queen Vigor Phyla of House Aster. The Loblin alliance was dissolved, replaced by a kingdom where noble lands became duchies and baronies. Both churches secured positions in court, ensuring religious balance. For a time it seemed the new order would hold, but one man raised in the shadow of war would see it undone. Prodigy turned heretic. Born between the second and third calamities, Francis Aldrich was raised in a strict Palamas household where discipline bordered on cruelty. His parents forced him to kneel before the eye of Sephiroth for hours, sometimes days. Symbol loomed in every room, its omnipresent gaze haunting his childhood. Surviving the third calamity, Francis concluded that the creatures were inevitable, a punishment for humanity's weakness. Resistance he believed was futile. Despite his upbringing, Francis excelled in academia, earning a place in a prestigious school secretly operated by the Order of the Eye. His intellect was unmatched, but so was his arrogance though the scholars recognized his potential. His hubris kept him from fully entering their ranks. The Order never entrusted him with their most sacred knowledge, their mission to stop the calamities. Suspecting he would soon be cast out, Francis broke into the Forbidden Library. He barely had time to turn a page before the Fall Guard seized him. But in those few moments he ripped out and concealed several pages containing secrets of the time loops and the predicted day of the next calamity. Expelled and disgraced, Francis wandered the forests of Umbrahan alone with his stolen knowledge. It was there, in the depths of solitude, that he claimed to hear the voice of Tiar. The rise of the servants of Tiar. Hallucinogenic visions led Francis to a revelation. Tiar, the two-headed serpent, was the true god of humanity. Setharas, he preached, had long abandoned them. The time had come to embrace in raw passion the surrender to desires long suppressed by Palamist and reformist doctrine. At first he was dismissed as a lunatic, villagers drove him away, priests condemned him, and crowds jeered, but he remained steadfast. Tiar was merely testing his faith. Slowly the outcasts came to him, the disgraced, the rejected, the humiliated, those prosecuted by the Palamist Church. They found solace in his words. Soon the servants of Tiar were born. Their doctrine, a direct affront to the Palamist Church, spread like wildfire. Alarmed, the Church formed the Inquisition of Palom, led by Grand Inquisitor Damien, tasked with wiping out the cult. The Inquisition swept through Umbrahan, unleashing mock trials, burnings, and brutal purges. The servants of Tiar fled eastward, seeking refuge in reformist lands. Queen Vigor's defiance. Unlike the Palamists, the Sabinian reformists tolerated the servants of Tiar. In an act of goodwill, Queen Vigor allowed them to settle in Jehania, donating land to build their first shrine, the Sacrament of the Fallen. The decision infuriated the Palamist Church and King Marcus, who saw it as treachery. "You failed to consult me when you created your Inquisition," Queen Vigor retorted. Tensions at court escalated. Meanwhile, in the plains of Mist, the servants of Tiar isolated themselves behind high walls, accepting only traders through a single river checkpoint. Locals grew uneasy, rumors swelled, disappearing travelers, unnatural sounds, strange lights at night. The Queen's advisors urged her to investigate. She sent her most trusted diplomats, Lady Sophia Morton, to parley with Francis. It was a journey that ended in horror. The Betrayer's trap. Sophia never returned. Instead, a single survivor limped back to court carrying her severed head in a basket. Enraged, Queen Vigor ordered an invasion. The Jehanian army, reinforced by the Palamist Inquisition, laid siege to the Sacrament of the Fallen. For weeks, the cultists held the walls with fanatical resolve. Then, without warning, they abandoned their defenses. The army stormed the compound, expecting a final battle. Instead, they found eerie silence. Francis sat on his makeshift throne. Serene, smiling, his followers knelt in circles, whispering prayers and singing hymns. The soldiers hesitated, then raised their swords. The cultists grinned and slit their own throats. The time ignited, Francis had timed everything perfectly. Another calamity had erupted. The Jehanian army and Palamist Inquisitors fled, scrambling to contain the horrific creatures emerging all around them. But the real horror lay elsewhere. Francis had sent cultists across Hadia to sacrifice themselves simultaneously. Time was opening across the kingdom, cities, villages, and the armies of Hadia found themselves battling monsters on every front. The aftermath. After significant losses, the combined forces of Hadia quelled the fourth calamity, but at an unimaginable cost. Francis, captured alive, was sentenced to a decade of torture before finally dying in his cell. His followers were hunted, his Gospel of TR seized by the Inquisition, and his diaries detailing his theories on timeless were archived by the scholars. The betrayer was no more. His legacy scarred Hadia and wounded the scholars. Wounds that would never truly close. The fourth calamity had come and gone. The Order of the Eye would never be the same. The fifth calamity. The Blood Queen, the deadliest calamity in Hadia's history, did not begin with the creatures, but with ambition, betrayal, and vengeance. Non-interference. The fourth calamity left the Order of the Eye divided. Internal disputes raged over their role in political affairs, but the scholars ultimately agreed that interference had failed. Manipulating kings, swaying the clergy, and orchestrating assassinations had proven too volatile, too costly. Instead, they withdrew. Most of their spy network was dismantled, save for a few well-placed informants tasked with observing, not intervening. If another war arose, the scholars would let it burn Hadia to the ground. From its ashes, they would rebuild a better world. Long memories. The wounds of war do not heal overnight. In Argala and Umbrahan, reformist communities became scapegoats, isolated and targeted. They suffered frequent attacks, while Palamist traditionalists, bitter from years of reformist rule, fed the flames of resentment. The high priest of the reformists and the arch-cleric of the Palamist bickered, accusing each other of fueling the unrest, but the conflict escalated when Queen Vigor announced she was expecting an heir. Under the decree of Holy Symmetry, as I say, symmetry here, the next king would be a Sabinian reformist. As the monarchy required alternating faiths, this did not sit well with the Palamist Church, which had recently elected hardline traditionalists to its leadership. They would not sit idly by while another reformist ruled Hadia, the Boy King. Years later, King Marcus passed peacefully in his sleep, leaving behind a stable but fragile kingdom. His son, Garland, ascended the throne. Raised as a Sabinian reformist, Garland was gentle, kind, and forgiving, but lacked the discipline and confidence to lead. His mother, Queen Vigor, worried for his future, but she passed before she could see him wed. Alone and vulnerable, Garland turned to his Palamist advisors for guidance. They seized the opportunity. They handpicked his queen. The veteran's pupil. Lady Harva Rivetta of Argala was not a typical noblewoman. Raised by her uncle Thomas Rivetta, veteran of the Fourth Calamity, she was trained as a warrior rather than a lady. Thomas had survived the butchery of the Fallen, one of the bloodiest battles of the Fourth Calamity, and emerged as a hardened Palamist traditionalist. Thomas raised Harva as he would have a son, ensuring she knew how to fight, lead, and survive. Harva was beautiful but battle-worn, often seen covered in dust, smelling of horse and sweat. Smelling of horse. Palamist clergy saw her as the perfect candidate. They whispered into her pious heart, convincing her that Sephiroth chose her to restore Hadia to Palamist rule. By the time she married King Garland, the coup was already underway. Seeds of hatred. The reconstruction of Argala had left the kingdom financially strained. The late Queen Vigor had halted funding, fearing an economic collapse. Her decision left Argala in poverty. As hardships spread, Palamist traditionalists blamed the reformists for their suffering. Hate-filled sermons, nationalistic rhetoric, and conspiracies flourished. The Palamists took action. Queen Harva redirected funds to Argala, not for rebuilding, but for strengthening its military. She also funded the construction of her death camps and towers all over Hadia, including the most notorious one, the Arcas Spire. Her uncle Thomas Rivetta was named Supreme Commander of Hadia's forces. Conscription orders were passed, and Argala and Umbrahan began raising an unstoppable army. Meanwhile, reformist communities in Palamist territory suffered segregation, arrests, and attacks. The Order of the Eye watched and did nothing. The Night of the Sharp Daggers. The coup d'etat, or d'état, was swift, brutal, and absolute. Under cover of darkness, Palamist forces stormed the capital, assassinating every reformist noble and high priest in their sleep. By dawn, King Garland, broken and alone, renounced his Sabinian faith in Palamist-held lands. Reformists were arrested, rounded up, and sent to death camps. The Sabinian genocide had begun. Two massive Palamist armies marched into reformist territory. Jahania fell first, as people unprepared for war. Reformist priests were beaten, burned, and crucified. Mysteria resisted. Its warriors had survived the Fourth Calamity though outnumbered, they inflicted devastating losses on the Palamist forces. Still, it was only a matter of time. The Palamist army united in one unstoppable force. pushing the reformists into the last stronghold, Losalus, the capital of Asteria, the last stand. The siege began inside the gates as Sabinian reformists knew their fate. Rumors of mass executions and extermination camps had reached their ears. They made one final decision: they would die fighting. At dawn, the city gates burst open. Starved, desperate, and filled with hatred, every soldier, every citizen of Losalus charged the Palamist army in one last stand. The bloodshed was unimaginable, savagery beyond reason. Then the Eye of God opened. Timeless appeared through the battlefield, trapping the slaughter in endless repetition, fueling a flood of monstrous creatures. The Palamist army collapsed in the rest of Hadia. Inside the mass execution camps, Timeless opened as civilians were being slaughtered for the 5th time. The calamity has struck in Hadia. Tabula Rasa, the scholars were ready, the full guard was unleashed, Timeless was shut down, King Garland and Queen Hava were assassinated. Though Queen Hava's name was erased from history, her legacy drenched in blood remains. Only her Ark of Spires still stands today, sealed shut, as a reminder of the dangers of unchecked passions. In whispers and secret circles, Palamists and Reformists still remembered, and Hadia never forgets. The war was over, hundreds of thousands were dead, the monarchy was shattered, and for the first time the Order of the Eye took direct control. A puppet monarchy was installed, ruled by scholars disguised as kings and queens. A new holiday, the Carnival, and the Week of Peace was established to reshape cultural memory and ensure control. For over 1,000 years, the calamity ceased. The scholars believed they had won. They were wrong. Yeah, because now there's another one. Oh my god, that was so much fucking reading.
Let me know if you want.
I knew he was gonna ask what am I supposed to do with this when he's already asked that like fucking 2 times already.
What am I supposed to do with this key?
We must return to the...
Why is that even a question that needs to be asked? You know what to do. Alright, let me go to... Where shall I go first? Let me look at my data pad actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to Casa Marshes, which is that.
Remy, I'm ready to make my move.
Good. We should rendezvous at Lake.
Wait.
Lieutenant, you are relieved of command.
Oh.
On what grounds, Corporal? Put these on. You are to report back for debriefing. Stop!
Arabeth? Arabeth! Ah, fuck!
Remy, I'm sure she's all right.
Unlikely.
I know a survivor when I see one. Do you think she knows you were going to say Lake Sinon?
What difference does it make? We got work to do.
Well, that's not good. Sounds like she's been found out and they were trying to relieve her of her command because she did say her men were getting suspicious of her. Right. Well, I think she's alive. I think she survived. It sounded like he shot her. Or she shot him, I mean.
Let's get those weapons serviced.
However, she knows, or she knew what Remy was going to say and she got out.
Awesome. Your weapons will become deadlier. Excellent. Now I'll be able to make the most potent weapons.
That's great.
I've outdone myself this time. getting... I about done. I'm getting good at this. I about... I about... Damn. Here. I about that. I'm getting... I about that. I'm getting... Here. I'm getting... Damn. Here. Damn. I'm... Here. The top. I'm... The top. The top. I'm... I about...
That's enough for now. Anything to talk to him about?
Welcome back.
Nope. Alright, I'll see you around. Right, now first thing I need to do is there's a limbic chest over here that I can open, so I'll go do that. Well actually no, let's open it. Should be on that side, I think. Pretty sure I've got the rods to open it too. I checked. Should be by this building anyway. Right here, yes. Yeah, there it is. And there we go. Done. What do I get? Alright, cool. And that's that mystery solved. Let me go over here because there's a save point. I'll flash over to the APC. Saves me having to run back. And then there's those two guys underground, like real far right to me, that I can, because that I need to give one of them the radio, because one of them needs the radio, the satellite radio. Right, there we go. Save. And also there was another thing to do as well, wasn't there? I need to go up this way. And into this house. This should complete one of the good deeds. Is it this place? Yeah. Interact, and I put the shoes down here. That's never one good deed accomplished. And that was for that guy's daughter who, you know, the guy got crushed by the rocks. But I don't know where his daughter is, so we just leave the shoes there in case she ever comes back. Now it's time to go to those two Owen guys who are all the way over there. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, you're good. Relax. They should be down here. And I gave that guy the radio. What the? Failed? What? What? Failed? What the fuck happened? What the fuck? How did I fail? Are you serious? I failed. What the hell happened? He killed himself. And then the other guy ran off. Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't realize there was like a thing where it's like, oh, if I didn't do it before this point, then it fails. So yeah, this guy looks like he killed himself. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's such bullshit, because now there's nothing I can do to change that. That's just failed. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's such bullshit, because then all the other ones are complete, and then this one's the only failed one I'll have. Oh, that's such bullshit. That's such bullshit. Why is that a thing? That if I don't do it before a certain point, then it fails. Yeah, here he is. What the fuck happened to him? Oh, that's such bullshit. That's bullshit. I can't fucking believe that. I didn't even realise that was a thing. That if you didn't do it before a certain point, it would fail. That's such bullshit. Because I've literally done every other one, but that one failed because what? I didn't do it before a certain point? I doubt it was like because I took too long. It was more so because I didn't do it before I got to a certain point. Oh my fucking... And there's literally nothing I can do. I can't go back to earlier because it's just not how the game works. So that one's just fucking failed. Oh my fucking god, I hate this game. That you cannot load a game, or that it does some shit like that. You fucking fail something because you choose not to do it as soon as you can. Such bullshit. So what the fuck happened? That guy killed himself and the other guy ran off, like literally just up to the stairs and just dropped dead? Because what, they tried to shoot each other? That's so fucking dumb. That's so dumb. But that's everything. Oh, the captain's office, yeah. I fucking hate this game. Because literally I'm going to be able to do every other good deed, and then that's the only one that's going to be failed. And I can't restart it, I can't do anything. Like, literally the only way I would be able to do that shit is if I started a new game, which is not fucking happening, because I'm too far in to start again now. No way. Oh, that pisses me off. Because I've done every other good deed, and yet that one's probably going to be the only one I failed. Which is bullshit, because I didn't fucking fail it. I had the satellite radio, all I had to do was just give it to them, which I chose to give it to them now, and apparently the game has a thing where it hadn't fucking told me until I figured it out for myself when I fucking found out they were both dead, was that if you don't do that shit as soon as possible, they fucking fail. Like, a good deed fails, which is bullshit. That is bullshit. And there's nothing I can do. I can't load a game because loading a game is not a thing in this. So I just have to continue on. Because that shit has failed, which is bullshit. That is bullshit. Don't talk to me. Oh, that's really pissed me off because there's nothing I can't do shit about that. Failed, really? Fuck this game, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Can't fucking believe that. They really just couldn't hold out a bit longer? They just had to fucking kill themselves or some shit? It's fucking ridiculous. Alright, where am I going now? Is it Talju? No. Is it Jelgin? Yes. What's that? Threat's clear. That's such bullshit. Because literally, if I didn't fail that, not like I would have known if I failed it. Unless I fucking did what I did then. Went up to them and then they were both dead. That's really pissed me off because I don't like fucking failing stuff. Especially when I didn't realise if I don't do it at a certain point, then it will fail. It should tell you that shit. It really should. Because that's important information to know. If you don't do it soon, they'll fucking die. Trade. I have the... Yeah, because now I've still got it. What am I supposed to do with it now? I just have it on me because I failed?
You've brought my father's ashes.
Fucking bullshit.
You're a saint. I do hope you haven't inconvenienced yourself for this.
No.
I feel relieved to have the ashes here with me. It gives me some solace with which to face the chaos upon us. I prepared a niche at the southern mausoleum for the urn, my father's final resting place. It will have to wait for now. The demons swarm along the grounds.
They don't. I've cleared them out. And is he missing a hand? Right, so I literally gave him the urn just to pick it back up. Oh my fuck, I really fucking hate this game right now that they don't tell you this shit. They should really tell you this shit. Because there's literally no way to go back and change that. They're just fucking dead. There you go, family feud, good deed accomplished. Oh my fucking god. There you go, now it's just this one left, and I'm gonna be able to complete that one, obviously, and it's just this one's gonna be the only failed one. Fuck off with this game. That's bullshit. Where am I? Jelgin. There's nothing else to do here. Fuck this game. That's bullshit. See, if there was any other game where I could load a save, I would have done that just to fucking accomplish that good deed, because that's such bullshit that I failed that. Because I didn't do anything other than not do it straight away. I just chose to do it now, which happened to be not the time to do it, because they're dead now. It's fucking bullshit.
Bless you. You have done more for me than I can ever repay. May Setherus gaze upon you. Always.
Because I really don't like failing stuff, I don't like losing, it's just bullshit that I failed that just because I chose not to do it as soon as I could. Like, why? That's fucking bullshit. Such bullshit. Bullshit. Right, we need to go to Maristan. Why is it that you cannot load a game? Why are games doing that shit? Why? You should be able to load a game or save a game manually, not have to find a save point and do it like that. Fucking hate this game now. Right, you're all dead. Yes. Yeah. First day. Well, here we are. First day on the new job and I'm just settling in. Gonna have to spruce this place up a bit. Drab as a prison cell in here. Finally, we're clamping down on these Slavs after that shit these ingrates pulled with their so-called referendum. Clearly, we can't let them govern themselves. Glad our Deimos boys are patrolling here now. Put the fear of suffers into them a little bit. I say wipe them all out, but I'm not to charge. But I'm not to charge. What? Whatever. Maristan, more like Maristain. Yeah, cool. That's a good one. Fucking idiot. Guess this is as good as posting as any. Not too far from Tornan. I can still drive up and see the kids on the weekend, plus I get to eat Sab's tears all day when I turn them around. What? I've been authorized to use deadly force if needed. No one leaves, not on my watch. What the fuck? Fucking prick. That's another mystery solved. Because with that thing I failed, when was I supposed to go back? Like, how long or how late could I have left it before it failed? It's just pissing me off because that's what I'm thinking about right now, which is bullshit that even happened. Alright, what's that going on in Maristan? Nothing, that's all done. Alright, get me the fuck out of here. Well, actually, where am I going to go next? I need to go to... Where am I going? Memento switch. Is that in Maristan? I think so. Yeah, I think it's right here. Yeah. There you go, because now this place is open.
No one should have to go through what we did. I'm afraid to close my eyes.
Oh, right, so there was a bunch of women in that barn, obviously getting raped every day.
I thought we were going to die in that barn.
I've never been so happy to see Corio in my life. I'm ashamed to think I used to judge him. It will take some time for us to recover, but we should be okay. I worry the younger girls will never be the same.
Well, I don't think it matters how old you are, you'll never be the same after going through some shit like that.
I can't.
Yeah, she's even fucking worse. And then I give this bitch cigarettes.
No. Ziad. Deep down, I always knew I would never see him again. But part of me still had hope. This is what I hoped I'd never have to see. No one should have to go through.
Okay, cool. Now it's time to go. I don't give a fuck anymore, because that's bullshit. That deed's really pissed me off. So dumb. That I failed it just because I chose to do it now. I didn't choose to do it as soon as I could. It's such bullshit. Why? Fucking hell. Tauju. Yes? Tauju. Because I think the only thing left to do in Tauju is to get rid of the time loop. And then there's another one in Senator Forest. And then there's one here in Lake Sinon. Alright, save. Are they here? Yeah. I'm just gonna go try and go. Yeah, just run past all of them. Just go straight for the time loop. Just go straight to the time loop. Fuck all these perks. Just go straight to the time loop. Straight to the time loop. Just run past them. I'm out of stamina. Fuck off. Fuck you. There we go. I gotta kill these fucks. Fucking pricks. Alright, let's go with this time loop. Where's my drone? So that's what they did. They dug a grave and shot them into it. And now that's done. Now, where's the save point so I can fucking fast travel back to the... There we go. Take me back to the APC. They're still around, aren't they? Yeah. There's nothing else going on this fucking shithole, is there? In Salju, nothing going on in Salju anymore, is there? No, we're done. Right, fuck this place. Alright, what other good deeds are there? What's that one? Mementos, right, I need to go to Senator Forest. Save, let me go up there because I can get rid of the time loop in this place. Fuck you. Alright, whoa. You serious? Right. You wanna fucking go? There you go, he's such a fucking dumbass down. Fuckface. I should be able to open this door. Yes. Yeah. Mystery solved. Now it's time to get rid of this time loop shit. Okay. You lot are a bunch of weak fucking bitches. Get the fuck off me. There we go. That was the last time in Guardian. General Furion's journal, a page from the personal journal of a Panamist general in charge of torturing civilian prisoners, found on the desk in the underground ruins of Senator Forest. From the private writings of General Furion, Year of Our Lady, 918, the spire sings tonight. Its halls echo with the wails of the damned, and I, their conductor, wield the baton of justice most exquisite. The civilian wretches, eyes wide with dread, are dragged forth like cattle to the altar of their reckoning. Oh, how their tongues betray them before the lash has even struck. They babble prayers, they barter with words that hold no coin in their sacred place, One, a youth of barely 20 summers, dared plead, thinking mercy could be plied from my hand. A foolish notion. The screams as the irons kissed his flesh did please me more than any psalm sung in chapel. This guy's fucked up. He crumpled as they all do, his body broken before the rack had taken its full toll. It is always the proudest who shatter first. Their arrogance turns to mooling within a few strokes of fail. What a righteous duty it is to cleanse the land of this vermin. What a gift to hold dominion over agony and watch it shape itself into obedience. The spire stands tall upon the bones of traitors, its stones steeped in the sweat of the suffering. Come down, another cartload of prisoners shall arrive. Another day's symphony of ways. Fucking freak. Ancient scroll. Wooden box contain an antique scroll with fading rosette. Another research item.
We'll suffer your funds no longer! TR, take you!
The fuck? So someone just stabbed the shit out of someone in their sleep. Is that...
We'll suffer your funds no longer! TR, take you!
There you go, another one done. So some bitch just stabbed some guy in his sleep. And that one's done. Now it's time to do the last good deed. I mean, I did have that satellite radio on me for ages, but I had no idea what to do with it. I tried giving it to people. Then I just didn't remember the shit I picked up because there's like so much shit going on. How am I going to remember that shit? But still, fuck this game. It should have told me that shit like that could happen. If I take too long with good deeds before reaching a certain point, I could fail them. You know, something like that, since I can't save a game and load a save. And go back and try to do it before a certain point. Even then, if I could, I still wouldn't want to, because that would mean I'd be losing quite a bit of progress just to fucking go back and do that. But that would be better than starting a new game just to fucking do that. Fuck that. Right, and then I go up to this kid, give him this shit.
That's my superhero symbol. You met Mama? That's the ring I made for her. Well, what does that mean? Is she coming back soon?
She's dead, I think. Or did I just speak with her? No, she's definitely dead. Based on that picture, she looks fucking dead.
Mr. Atticus is the...
Right, and that's all good deeds done. Realistically, I fucking completed all of them. That failed one, fuck off with that. That's bullshit. How am I going to do every single one then fail that one? Piss off, game. That's bullshit. I completed all good deeds, and I would have gotten a trophy as well, but I can't because this game's a bitch, and it fucking failed me because I took too long, which is bullshit because there's no fucking timer on it. You can't time me on shit and not tell me. That's some marshes. Now all the good deeds are done. Fucking piece of shit one. Now it's just the mysteries left. I think I've done all the... Well, actually, no, there's like one more time loop left, which is in... like, Sinon. Yeah. But all the other ones collapsed. Collapsed. Yeah. That one I need to go to Lake Sinon to get more mead for that pisshead so he can give me the key to the office. Vista Hills. Pilgrimage. Oh, what the fuck to do with that? Ministry of Cultural Primacy. What did I need to do with that one again? Olympic Chest, Rig Museum. I've already forgotten some of that shit, right? Remember the Captain's Office one? What do I do with the Vista Hills one? Pilgrimage? Oh, I remember that one. Yep. Leaf Blackmail, I can't remember what to do with that one. Right, let me fast travel back to the APC. Go to Vista Hills. Take me to Vista Hills now. Now I'm back here. Now I need to run all the way just to open up a chest. Also, think about when did I get that satellite radio? Was that in Act 1 or Act 2? To be honest, why the fuck does it matter how long it took me? Like, as long as I did it before like the ending of the game, then that should still count as complete. Or as completed, not as failed, because I chose to not to give that shit to them earlier, which is bullshit. It's not like they were doing anything anyway. Fuck's sake. And then they chose to, well, I don't know, one shot himself from the looks of it, and the other one, fuck knows what happened, he just dropped and died. Fucking idiots. Fucking bullshit. I didn't fail that. The game failed it. The game failed to tell me that if I took too long to give them that shit, then it would fail me. So I didn't fail. This fucking game's a failure. And telling me that shit. I'm trying to... Wait, where am I going? Why am I going in here? I don't need to go in here. I'm going the wrong fucking way. Because this game's pissed me off and now I can't think straight. God, this is why I wear the Hat of Rage. Now I have no idea where the fuck I am. This is why I wield the fucking Sword of Rage or whatever it is. The game's pissed me off. I need to go through the snake to get to it. Alright, that bullshit chest should be somewhere over here. Should be tucked in the corner, like I'm gonna tuck this game in the corner and beat the shit out of it after this. Where is it? There it is. Great. Right, and that's pilgrimage mystery solved. I'm gonna put this game for a fucking pilgrimage once I'm done with it.